Hey, welcome here. My name is Amanda, and this is the Little Troyer Farm YouTube channel. This is a very new channel, our hobby farm, homestead, whatever you want to call it, small farm. It's fairly new. Both my husband and I, we were raised around cows and horses and chickens and dogs and cats and that sort of thing. We bought here a few years ago, and we have since been through a lot trying to get this place set up, and it was not set up for animals at all before we moved in here. And so everything that you have been seeing has been it's still in the semi beginning stages of getting set up. The whole back portion of our lot has been completely treed. And so yes, the pasture or lack thereof, where the horses have been penned, it has been a mucky lately because we got a massive dump of rain. So please understand it. It's not like they've been living in mud for very long. It's been a couple days that they've been in a muddy pen because of the amount of rain that we got. Most places are muddy right now. That's just the way it is. We've been feeding hay because there is no pasture there. It's not like we're starving the horses, expecting them to eat grass that isn't there. They're getting plenty of food already, or they're getting plenty of food as is. No, it's not green grass. Obviously, that would be the ideal scenario, is to have a luscious green pasture. But that's just not the case for us right now. We have recently received permission to graze our horses on our neighbor's place, so that is very exciting. So you'll see some of them get turned loose here. But I just wanted to remind folks here that most of my videos so far have been basically just pieces of a story that have started to become woven together. If you are confused about something that is said in one video, chances are that I've addressed it in a previous video. If not, please leave a kind and respectful comment, and I'll try to get back to you and explain why, what, when, or whatever's happening. But yeah, I just wanted to remind you that the reason why they are being fed hay is because there's no grass there. Some horses live off of hay year round, and they're totally fine. Obviously, the ideal would be to have them on grass. So what you see is the small pieces as we are building this little farm. There is still so much work to be done. And so the comments of like, oh my goodness, your place is such a mess, it's not helpful. We know it's messy, we know it's real, we know it's raw. And if you've got a problem with that, then find a different channel to watch where they have spent the last 20 years prepping and fixing and doing all the work, so now it looks pristine and perfect. We're not at that stage yet. We're only like a year or two in, and so it's going to take a lot more time to get things to the place where everything's running smoothly like a well-oiled machine. So it's going to take time. I appreciate your patience, and I hope that you appreciate the honesty and the fact that I am not trying to create this illusion that everything's perfect and just wonderful and you should just get a bunch of horses and a bunch of goats and it's going to be easy and it's not going to be hard and it's going to be just smooth sailing. Unless you buy a place that has everything set up, move-in ready, you can dump animals in there and everything's perfect, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have a bush that needs to be cleared. You're going to have fence lines that are going to need to be put in. You're going to have to pound posts by hand sometimes. You're going to have to rent equipment because you don't have all the right equipment. You're going to have to seed your back bush. Once it's all cleared, you're going to have to pick sticks. You're going to have to just endless amount of things that it's just a continual cycle of just tackling it project by project. This is not our full-time job by any stretch of the imagination. So you can't expect us to be out here 24/7 only focused on said project. It's stuff that we fit in as much as we can when we can fit it in. It's not like there is any animals that are in danger or being neglected, as much as some people apparently would like to disagree with me on that. They are being cared for. Are some of the things ideal? No. Pen cleanups need to happen. It is muckier than I would like it to be, but it is all part of the process. and I just hope that we have your understanding as we continue to shape things up around here. Nice clean bedding and straw for Sugar. But she tends to choose to lay right here. This is where she wants to lay down, in the dirt. Silly goose. Gotta lay in the nice fluffy straw. Yeah. We're gonna bring the tractor in here very soon, as soon as we can, and get this all scraped clean. Tonight's the night. They get to get out of the mud pit. Yay. Poor little jitterbug. Very dirty. Breeze's other side is very dirty as well from rolling around in the mud to try to keep the flies off.
Come on, jitters.
That was timely. We moved the 3 mares and the foal to the pasture tonight. And we put Duke in with Raven, and Sugar still on her own in the other side of the pen. And as you can hear in the background, nobody's very happy about it, except for the ones that are out on green grass. We could have put Duke on the other side as well, but we figured, you know what, let's just let the mares be mares with the baby foal, and Duke could keep Raven company. Otherwise, Raven would probably be going more ballistic than she already is. So hopefully things settle down and everybody adjusts quickly. I'm not sure how long it'll take. Hopefully by tomorrow the things will have kind of eased up a little bit. Yeah, it's really exciting to be able to get them out on grass and just seeing them grazing and running around, and like they have space to run around here too as well. But just seeing them on green grass, there's just something super special about it. I love it. I love seeing horses out on green grass, and it is not my favorite thing to have had them in the mucky pen, but keep in mind, like, we just got doused with a ton of rain, and so the pens were even worse. Like, it's not even like they were bad before, it was just dried manure, and sure, okay, there's no fresh grass growing up, but it's not like it was a big mud puddle. With the huge dump of rain we got, it turned it into slop, which was, again, it was not ideal. So I'm really happy that we were able to get them out and get them onto pasture, and then we will just focus on letting everything dry out. We are going to seed that pasture. We're going to, obviously, there's a lot of sticks that need to be picked up first. So we're going to, it's kind of like rock picking, but we're going stick picking. So we're going to pick up a bunch of sticks and throw them in the piles, and then hopefully we can get a nice grass mix and then seed that front pasture there while there's nobody in it. And hopefully we'll have a nice luscious green pasture for, I mean, I don't know how fast it's going to come up, and we don't want it to be trampled, so we'll probably leave the horses off of it till, I don't know, fall, next spring, something like that. That's the plan. It's really exciting to be able to put them out on grass, but there's also a little piece of me that's like achy heart syndrome, where like they're literally right across the road from us. It's not that far, but it's always been my dream to be able to like raise a bunch of horses, and I mean cows as well, but that's not something that is realistic with the property that we have. So instead we've got a bunch of horses and we've got some goats, and it's really fun, but we've been basically breaking ground. We've been starting this thing from the ground up, aside from like the homestead part that was already here, the trailer and the shop, and that was it. But everything else we've had to do, and it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, and it's just piece by piece you figure out what works and what doesn't, and it's raw, it's real, it's messy. It's all just part of growing and changing your property, and it's a ton of work, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll all be worth it in the end, and I know that the horses are gonna have a good time over there, aside from Raven, who is none too happy about the situation. But again, for those of you who understand these type of things, thank you for your understanding. Thank you for not picking apart every little flaw that you see, because it's in the very beginning stages of getting set up, and there is still so much work that needs to be done yet. Lots of cleanup still, lots of reno type things, lots of additions. It's just never ending. So thank you for being understanding, those of you that are. And those of you that have not been very understanding, find a different channel that has it all together and has it all figured out and all set up, and they have a mature property that's all cleaned up and is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Go find a different channel. That's all I can say, because here it's going to be messy. It's going to be real life stuff, and that's all I can say. Thanks for joining along, and I hope those of you who are like-minded and supportive, who just want to learn, that you'll stick around, and hopefully we can build a positive community and leave the negative trolls somewhere else. So thanks again for watching, and I will keep you updated as time goes on.